In 3, 2, 1.
John, are we live?
We're live, sir.
Welcome to our 6th live Wheelhouse show. I am excited for today. I don't even know how it's going to go. Today is all about the real estate rumble. We have 4 guests. We even had to buy an extra camera so we could have 4 guests on today. John, you back there? Can they see you?
Hello, everybody.
Now they can see you. John's been working really hard on getting all of the audio, visual, and everything ready at the Park West tomorrow. We got Ryan Cotter on. We're going to have him on for a few minutes, and then he's got to run because he's got a ton of stuff going on with the Real Estate Rumble tomorrow. Ryan, people should start showing up around what time?
6 p.m. doors open. That's when the bar opens. So I would try to get there a little bit early so we can get in right as the doors open.
Yeah, because last year there was a huge line out the door. Every year this thing sells out. Every year it's the hottest real estate charity event. It might be one of the hottest events in Chicago that's a charity altogether. Open bar for 2 hours?
Yes, sir.
2 hours. So get your drinking in. Don't you guys dare start fights in the crowd this year. So no more fighting this year. I'm really excited because I think that this year you guys are going to eclipse that $100,000 mark. I know you guys have raised almost $100,000 in a single night. It's a single night event, but these guys work really, really hard for months upon months. I think right after the Rumble ends, they start working on the next Rumble. This year we also have the Los Angeles Real Estate Rumble in November. Greg Pekarsky just walked in. So I'm going to announce the rest of the crew as well. Can I start announcing them, John? John's like, nope, keep talking.
No. We're going to go to our...
Albron?
Yeah, we're going to go...
So Albron, the Middle Eastern Johnny Bravo from Miami, is here. He's got the craziest haircut. He looks good, straight from Miami. Welcome, buddy.
Thank you for having me again.
Did you just fly in?
No, I've actually been here for a couple weeks. It's kind of crunch time for the Rumble, so I try to be here as much as possible for that, just to kind of tie up any loose ends, beat any people into shape that we need to get ready for.
The last time you were here, you had long hair, which I thought was very Miami-esque, but today it really is Miami.
It's a 2-step process. First I had to go through what I call my caveman phase, which is what you experienced last week or last month when I was here, and this is more of what you probably remember with a little bit of a higher cut.
You even have like the tinted glasses. You are so Miami.
I found these just on somebody standing outside, and I just grabbed them from them. Like, these are finish my outfit right now.
You just snatched them and you ran in. They couldn't get in the building. They didn't have the code. Are we good to get to Cotter? So we're going to go back to Cotter because he's got to go. Ryan, what are you excited about tomorrow?
Having all the fights go through smooth, nobody getting hurt, everybody having a great time, wrapping it up, thanking everybody at the end. I was at Big Brothers Big Sisters today, and we just had a great conversation about how many people we've impacted thus far last year with the funds that we raised. We were, in essence, able to take 80 kids off of their wait list and get them mentors.
Holy smokes.
So that's a great number. Right now, unfortunately, Big Brothers has a wait list of 300 children that are looking for mentors, and these are kids that don't have the direction, don't have that person in their life that is kind of steering them down the right path, and they acknowledge that they don't have that and they want that. So there's 300 of them. So hopefully with everything that we do tomorrow night, we get a crack at another 100 of them off, but we still got a fairly decent way to go.
That's incredible. The fact that you guys are able to take 80 kids and get them mentors, and then hopefully tomorrow get another 100 kids. You are really cracking away at the backlog of kids they have. So can people just sign up to mentor? So people who are listening, they can sign up to be mentors as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things we're going to try to push a little bit more tomorrow with the fighters, especially because there's somebody that has put forth a lot of time and effort and dedication, that please get out there. This number's huge. There's 200 more kids that want to have somebody in their life to kind of steer them in a positive direction. So if we can get some people from the crowd to acknowledge and step up, to be mentors, that's what I'm gonna try to push a lot tomorrow.
So what I'm gonna do after we're done is, if you can give me whoever they got to contact for that, I'll put it in the comment section of this video too, so that people who are watching, if they want to mentor, if they don't come to the Real Estate Rumble tomorrow, hopefully you do buy tickets and come, that they can mentor. Because the last 4 or 5 weeks of doing this, the repeating kind of advice from good entrepreneurs was find a mentor. Even if you're a good entrepreneur, find a mentor. These are kids that want an initial mentor and they don't have anybody to look up to. So that's an incredible cause, and it really is important about it's such an important thing, and it's such a cool part of what the Real Estate Rumble solves. Any exciting fights you're looking forward to? Don't say all of them.
I think the middle section's kind of where I put some of what I think of the fights that I want to take a look at and watch. I mean, the lineup's pretty solid all the way through. We have the females, and we get them scattered throughout. They're fantastic fights. They just keep on going at each other.
The girls are tough.
Got heavyweights. I've kind of evenly distributed the fight card to have like both good fights, female fights, heavyweight fights, and kind of interesting fights, attorney versus, real estate agent, lender versus lender. So I've kind of mixed those all off so that way it's good all the way through. So,
how many girl fights this year?
3.
3. That's awesome. 3 out of 11 fights are girls. Every year the girls bring it.
They do.
They throw down.
They are awesome. They're the most fun to watch.
Yeah. In all like combat sports, so even in MMA, when you watch the girls fight, they kick the crap out of each other. They really fight.
They don't stop. They don't stop. I don't know how or what genetic thing that they have that doesn't allow them to get tired, but their stamina is like amazing.
Yeah,
they endure us men.
Yeah, and they have the aggression. They have the aggression to boot.
Yeah.
One heavyweight fight.
2 heavyweight fights.
Oh, big boys.
2 big boys. I got them scattered, front and back again, and then more of the I'd say middle to kind of cruiserweights in the middle section, because those are usually really, really good fights.
Yeah.
And then again, just something for everybody to watch throughout the evening.
And it's cool because we have a lot of beginners boxing in it who just have not boxed, so it's fun for them. But then we also have a lot of people who have experience. Camilo, who's going to be on in a second here, he's boxed before. And then there's some people from Oakley who are coming. We have another guy who's boxed with David Diaz before, or trained with him boxing. So there's a lot of good boxers actually boxing in it tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it won't be. You won't see people that haven't trained for a very, very long time. I mean, even though the first timers haven't technically stepped in the ring before, they've practiced really hard. They've honed their techniques. Their cardio's up. So it's gonna be a good show.
I'm excited for it. Anything else you want to share? Anything about LA?
So yeah, we're going to be, as you mentioned, going to be expanding to Miami this year, LA in the first part of November. We're going to be announcing probably within the next couple weeks the promotion of that. We're just going to get everything settled with Chicago first here, but got a bunch of interest in a lot of people coming and see that event. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast. This is going to be my goal is to have one of these in 5 to 6 major markets, and then have a championship in Las Vegas.
I'm going to come with you guys to LA this year. As long as it's not like the November 12th weekend, I think I can come that 12th, 13th, 14th. It's my buddy Lawrence's wedding, but I'm going to come to LA this time.
Well, it's on a Thursday, so you can kind of go from there to...
Actually, that works out perfect because I have to fly into LA to fly to Tahiti because his wedding's in Tahiti, which is crazy. But I actually have to fly into LA, and I was planning on flying in on a Thursday. So actually, if it was that Thursday, boy, that works out perfect for me.
We shall see.
That works out perfect. Do you have to go? Can you
get out
stick
of here.
around? You got to get out of here?
Yep.
All right, Cotter's got to go. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Thank you for coming for a bit. Let's get Camilo on screen and introduce this guy, and then we'll get to everybody else. What's up, Low Blow? So we got Camilo Escalante, Mr. Low Blow here. He is boxing in it tomorrow. He has boxed in it twice before.
One more time.
One more time before. Trained for it another time, but got his nose broken by his coach in sparring. So see, these guys actually They take it seriously. They're sparring hard. They're sparring so hard they're breaking noses. You're also a mortgage professional. We were talking off air. You do a lot of stuff with real estate investment. So we're going to come back to that in a second. But thanks for coming on the show.
No, thank you guys for having me. I'm just excited. I think they matched me up with a millennial, so I'm really looking forward to that classic Generation X millennial. Teach him a lesson. I hope his work ethic training is better than what they're known for in the field.
You don't look that much older than a millennial, though. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay, all right. Your opponent's like, I'm going to beat that old man up.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to him? I'm talking shit for him, John.
Well, I think when we had the weigh-in event, I said it then, I said I was going to, beat his ass so hard that his credit score is going to drop by 100 points.
What was his response? Because I missed the weigh-in, but was he?
I got him off guard.
I think he hugged him.
He's like, you got me there.
Like, what's the credit score?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm 19, dude.
He looked tall, but maybe like he weighed 150 pounds wearing boots, so he's in for a fight.
So he's going to try to jab you, and you're going to come in and throw huge shots. And
they don't call me low blow for nothing.
I got to chime in here and just say, Camilo, he's been around as long as I have been, and he is one of our most avid supporters. He's always on social media. He's raising money. He's excited about the event. For somebody that's not actually part of the production staff and just a fighter, it's nice to see that excitement, because that just kind of attributes to us, and it reminds us that what we're doing, there's a benefit, there's an end game, and it kind of makes us feel good.
Yeah, all the videos you've been posting are awesome. They crack me up. That first one where you were kind of announcing how you're back because I think it was your wife was not going to allow you to box in it the last year, and then you were back. That was really, really cool. And no, we really appreciate it. For John and I, the Rumble's become kind of a thing we're very passionate about, and we've been helping you guys out with it for the last few years. So to see you push it as much as you do, and obviously when Cotter said that it goes to such an incredible cause, it's much appreciated.
Well, yeah, no, it's. I think that the volunteer work that all you guys do and the organization does. If you've ever had an experience with volunteering, you kind of know the time commitment that it takes, and it's really something that when you see what you guys are doing, you want to get involved, you want to participate. For me, it's definitely about raising money for these kids. I'm very big on the mission of Big Brother Big Sister, and I'm very big on the mission of punching people in the face. That's also very important. It's a big mission for me.
I've had a long week, so I was telling these guys, and you guys, Ryan's gone now. I was like, if somebody under 180 pounds drops out tomorrow, I've had a long freaking week. I might glove up and I'll step in and punch somebody in the face tomorrow.
Just keep your contacts in your eyes this time.
I can't see without them. So can we bring Greg in? Does the camera work for him yet?
He's in.
All right, he's in. So we have to get a new camera for you. So we had you in. So
Make
we have
sure
an
that this
extra
is
camera.
all perfect.
Special camera for you.
Yes.
But I can't see without my contact
I
lens.
know.
I'm minus 850. So when I lose one, I'm like this, and I'm squinting out of the other eye. So if I take them out, I'm blind. If I leave them in, they might get knocked out. But I'll do it if somebody light.
Yeah, I know, but
out.
the last time you fought, they both fell out and you still won. So that's saying something.
Yeah. Sorry, opponent. Yeah, I won. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I won. If they stayed in, I think I would have stopped that fight pretty soon thereafter. But it is what it is.
I will
What's going on?
gladly bring out the ring card for round one if you fight in tomorrow's bout.
Will you be a ring girl like I was a few years back?
Ooh.
I will. I'm going on record right now to say I will be a ring girl. Not quite as pretty as you, but for you. I got you.
All right. Well, if somebody light drops out, Ryan Cotter, give me a buzz. I'll pack my boxing gloves and everything, and
Just
I'll
in
find a
case.
corner. I'll figure something out. What's up, Greg?
What up?
You ran here a little bit late because you're a busy man.
Yeah, man. Had an inspection, ran a little late.
How's real estate?
It's good. It's
Busy.
it's we're right in the middle of the big sell season, so it's beautiful out. It's in the 70s, and people want to buy houses.
How's everything with Vesta? You guys are kicking butt everywhere.
Yeah, we're good. A lot of people moving to the city, so a lot of leasing going on. A lot of first-time home buyers, which is a big scope of our market, and a lot of repeat buys. I mean, it's just a good market right now.
You know what I love that you said at the YPN breakfast panel. So Greg was on as a speaker on our top producer breakfast panel for the YPN, and you were talking about how you've done an incredible job turning renters into home buyers in your business. And I take your little teaching there, and then I teach it to my realtors, because I've always pitched turn renters into home buyers. But you were saying I think it was a quarter of all of your renters end up becoming home buyers.
Yeah, the fact is that 25% of renters always turn into buyers.
Yeah.
So we say to our new agents, get a book of 100 clients your first year, and you have 25 buyers the second year. And then it just, goes from that point.
Well, realtors poo-poo working with renters so much. They're like, well, renters might go and they're fickle and they might go to a building and sign. And it's like, yeah, that's a possibility, but you're also potentially cutting out the fact that you have a lot of repeat business in the future. And I love what you guys did with that, because you guys are like, screw that. It might be the hard thing to do in the near term, but in the future, it's going to be a huge, huge gain for you guys.
It's a great entry relationship for people. You're usually the first contact that they know in Chicago. So, if you get to be in front of them and you really impress them, they'll be your client for life.
Awesome. What are you excited for tomorrow? Any fights in specific? Anybody you're excited to see?
Well, the whole Vesta clan's going to be there. They're always a riot.
Anybody boxing from Vesta this year?
There was a guy training. I think he fell out. So no, not this year, unfortunately. We did have a champ from last year, but not this year.
He reminds me when he texts me about showings that he had the TKO last year.
Yeah, that guy's a special man.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, but I'm every year it's just like the energy, the excitement, the interest. Like it's really become an industry-wide event where people are they're asking about it earlier in the year. We're always we're sold out now. Just have a few tickets at the door for tomorrow, and now it's like people still don't know that we have these other events. Like LA was last year, our first out of Chicago event. So now it's like doing a better job promoting those and getting people to be excited about. Like I think like tomorrow will be really good to see if anybody has any connects in these cities that want to be involved and just kind of really grow. Like tomorrow's a huge opportunity to grow this thing, right? Because what's set is set. I mean, this event just kind of takes on its own thing, and I'm going to tell these animals to keep the fights in the ring this year. That would be really important.
Yeah, I was telling John and these guys beforehand. One of us, I'm happy to make the sarcastic announcement tomorrow if you guys want me to. No more fighting in the damn crowd.
Yeah.
No more of that. Before you came on, we talked about it.
Leave it to the pros.
Yeah, it's one of those things where people drink a lot and then they see people fighting and they're like, oh, let's get in a fist fight ourselves.
Every year.
Do that.
Every year they just come up to me, I'm going to do it next year, man. And it's
Whoever fights tomorrow is going to be put in the ring the next year.
Yeah, let's put it this way. If you get into a fist fight at the Real Estate Rumble, we are going to put you in the ring the following year with Vadim. He's a heavyweight Golden Gloves boxing champ, and you get to box him the next year.
I mean, I was thinking that we could do something where we have a one open shout out card for the event night, and if you can sign up that night to fight, and it just would become the most outrageous, outlandish, potentially very hazardous thing of the night. But that might potentially, I don't know.
That might be fun. If two people don't like each other, we'll say, hey, listen, we got 2 sets of 16-ounce gloves here.
Yeah.
Here's 2 pair of
like $1,000 buy-in each for the charity.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Right.
We can do whatever we want tomorrow night, I guess, right?
It's our event, huh?
Yeah.
Do it.
It's your event, so you do whatever you want.
Greg, I gotta throw you a little shout out from your buddy Scott Cable here.
Man.
He's like, and he's actually pretty correct. He's like, your beard game is on point, my friend. I'm liking it.
Thank you.
I'm liking it.
I mean, I just got back. I got to tell you, man, your Miami vibe.
It's amazing.
I walked in and I was like, I smelled the cocoa butter. It was amazing.
I keep a jar in my pocket. The lid's open.
So Miami. So tell us. So when is the Real Estate Rumble Miami supposed to happen? Because I know LA's in November. When's Miami?
So don't quote me on this, but we're shooting for early February, maybe middle of February of 2019.
Smart, because it's cold here in February.
Cold here in
we'll
February.
gladly come down.
Definitely. It seems like it's far away, but it's really, really, really not. So right now we've gotten a lot of great feedback. I'm doing some scouting for different locations of where we can actually go. The realtors are loving it. The lenders are loving it. So I think we've got a pretty good system in place, my friend.
If we come down there, there are going to be a lot of good Cuban boxers down there, so that we could just stay away from boxing in the Miami Real Estate Rumble, because that seems like that could be a
Serious.
breeding ground of really good boxers.
we may have to have two separate events. One for the amateurs and one who just say that they're amateurs.
Yeah.
And we'll knock you to the ground.
Greg brought up a good point. If any of you guys are watching and have contacts in LA or Miami that you want to hook people up with, hook Albron up for Miami, Greg, Ryan, anybody else up for LA as well. So I think what works really well in Chicago is so many people in Chicago are passionate about it, right? So we all love it. We want to push it. It's an incredible cause. So you have a lot of local realtors, lenders, construction folks very passionate about this thing. And we want to get people in those areas passionate too. I know you're literally moved yourself down to Miami and you're doing the thing in Miami, which is crazy. You're meant for Miami, so I'm glad you went to Miami. I
Took up with the
Miami's
team
right
to
for
move to
you.
Miami.
It's not a bad deal. I mean, it's a quick flight. I definitely go back and forth. I come back to Chicago. I definitely have some responsibilities here, but it's like any other adult, you do what you have to do, and it's not a bad concession to make.
Just a quick question. While you're sitting at the head of the table and you're looking
Yeah.
at Albron, what would make you think or say that he is very Miami? I don't
Well,
understand. What is it that? What do you think is so Miami?
I've known Albron for a long time, so Camilo asked if this is a PG-13 show. We're like, it's PG-13, airing on R. It's definitely not NC-17 or anything worse. But I've known Albron for so long. To answer it seriously, he is always the life of the party. He is always where the party is, and he's great with people. So he spoke about it last time he was on. Chicago is the greatest city in the world, I think, when it's warm. But in the summer times, it really makes you want to stay indoors. You are great with people. You're great being outdoors. Now you have that opportunity 12 months out of the year.
Definitely. I mean, I'll go as far as even saying I feel limited here as far as what I can do because I lock myself in an office when it's cold. I mean, what else are you going to do? We all love snow. It's beautiful until cars start driving on it.
I don't like. I
love snow. I have no problem with snow. It's the 500 mile an hour wind that's blowing it in your face and it's turning into ice crystals that I have an issue with. And I've been fortunate enough to where my business here is on a roll. It's picking up. And I think I'm still young enough to where I can go back and forth between the two states and actually make something that's real.
What's incredible is you're doing a lot of business on both sides. We're closing with you tomorrow.
Yes.
Mr. Tim is closing in the morning with you.
Yes.
I don't know if Albron can be at a 9 a.m. closing physically tomorrow morning. After tomorrow, it's Friday morning. Friday morning we're closing. I don't know if Albron can be at a closing at 9 a.m. after a night at the Real Estate Rumble.
Well, fortunately enough for me, I've got a great team at Pearl that kind of handles everything on the back end for me. I have the lovely job of I show up right before the documents are done being signed and congratulating the individual on a great closing. There's a lot of hard work that goes into.
You have a great team. You have an incredible team. We've worked with them in the past. But Tim, Friday morning, don't send messages to Albron. He's going to be resting up.
Betsy will be responding to your messages.
Yeah.
Hi, Betsy.
You have an incredible team. So it's awesome that you can do everything you're doing in Miami, but also keep a book of business here. Back to Low Blow. I wish we had his opponent on a few weeks ago or last week. We had Brendan Nestor on and we had Joe Phelan on, so they were able to talk some crap to one another, and that was a lot of fun.
You should allow people to call into this thing, man.
We should. What's his opponent's? I don't know his opponent. What's his opponent's name? No, his opponent's name. If anybody knows him, have him start commenting and talking crap to Low Blow. If anybody knows him, just be like, hey, we're live. Low Blow's talking a lot of shit.
Ryan has that list. He keeps that thing close to his chest.
Yeah. So you've been boxing for a while at Oakley, right?
Yeah, so I wrestled in high school and did a little bit of MMA after college. But I tried boxing the first time, like when I was 22 years old down in Mississippi. Don't ask me why I was down in Mississippi, but
why were you down in Mississippi?
I was working for Kraft Foods, and I took a job down there. But I tried boxing, and it's really hard for a short, stocky guy to be really good at boxing. I mean, you gotta when you're weighing 180, those guys are usually 6'2", 6 foot tall, and if you have a good jab, you can really work people. So I started trying to box down there, and it was just too much. I was getting hit in the face too much, so I kind of put it to the side. But I picked it up again here, right about 2013, 2014, the guys at Oakley. What I love about that gym, no disrespect to all the awesome gyms out there that do, boxing as part of their agenda, but Oakley, it's a real legit. You have a lot of Golden Glove boxers there that are there to take your head off, and you go there, you train, you're gonna spar. It's definitely big shout out to Oakley Fight Club and my trainer Hector for getting me up to speed. I feel pretty good this time around. I trained for about 2 months. I'm an old man, so I don't try to train for 3 months or 4 months. That's just overrated. I just get 1 month of cardio and then I start sparring. Yeah, I didn't break my nose again, so I'm ready to go.
That's that old man wisdom right there.
Yeah. Smart, but no, that's real fight camps are usually 8 weeks. Now, people who are professionally fighting, they're in shape training the whole year. So I don't know if you were in shape training, but you wrestled. Wrestling, I think, is the toughest sport in the world. I don't think there's a tougher sport. So you got that. You did some MMA. You've boxed for a while. Your opponent's so screwed. Sorry, buddy, if you're watching. Poor guy's not going to show up tomorrow. I should stop. And then now I'm going to be stuck behind. I don't want to do that. You'll be in a ring girl outfit. Me and I'll just wrestle.
This is great night.
But yeah, you're at a legit boxing gym. They're sparring, which is so important. But what you brought up, being short and stocky, I have that same problem.
Yeah.
I'm short. I got T-Rex arms. So when I first started boxing, my boxing coach is like, find somebody. Shout out to Mark Allen, who's also a Golden Gloves champ and MMA guy, and he's amazing. He's like, find a boxer that you want to emulate, but has your body style. I'm like, short and stocky, Mike Tyson. Let me YouTube this. I'm like watching him. But he technically boxes technically incorrect because he does the peekaboo where he's got his hands up near his face, but you got to have really fast head movement.
Yeah.
Well, I put my hands up near my head, but I don't have his head movement. So I just have to eat 2 or 3 before I can throw. So maybe your guy will have a good jab. You'll have to take a couple and then give it back.
Well, you guys are going to have to watch us on Facebook Live, or if you're out there, come to the event. There's still some tickets, right? So
just come early. There's tickets for sale, but you bring cash as well for the door sales.
Got it.
Yeah, stop texting me for tickets because I'm getting text messages. I've met my ticket quota, so no more texting Mo for tickets. Text Albron.
So I just wanted to say that the first year I fought, really, I just I was very happy to be involved. But this year I've been kind of carrying the flag for 2 organizations that are dear to my heart. The first one is NAREP. I don't know if you guys know the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. It's an organization we need to reach out to bring this to other events. They have a huge LA chapter. They have a huge Miami chapter. But this year I've been lucky to be the education director, and it's been a great organization that advances Latino home ownership in this country. It's about economic empowerment, about making great decisions. So I'm representing NAREP this year when I'm out there, the Latino community, and just being financially savvy, just the fighting heart. We don't want to be known as people that are hard workers. That's great that our community is known like that, but we want to be known as people that make financial decisions that are in their best interest. So that's what NAREP is about. So I'll be fighting for, on behalf of NAREP, and of course also representing the bank, the Federal Savings Bank. They're one of our sponsors this year. But Bernie Miller has been a huge, corner man throughout my career. The bank as well has always been my corner man, and Steve Koch, Bernie Miller, they've been tremendous for me. So I'm going to be representing the Eagle as well.
Awesome. Shout out to them. And you brought up a good point. You're the education director. And what was cool was you and I, before we went on air, were talking about real estate investments, and you are a real estate investor yourself. So I love that you're teaching that to people, but that you're living it yourself, that you're actually a real estate investor. Tell people kind of what you're doing with real estate investments so that they know.
Yeah, no, thanks. So there's 2 things. So I think that, we're all in real estate, and the biggest thing is that you want to walk the walk?
Yeah, walk the walk.
Is it walk the, is it?
Walk the walk. Talk.
Depends on what you're trying to say.
Right. But you want to, you want to be authentic, right? So start with getting good credit. Start there. Start with putting money away. Start, when you are purchasing a home, then investing, and work with people that are actually executing that. So it's kind of like when you go to the gym with a trainer, and your trainer is kind of like overweight, or like, what am I doing here? Yeah. Right? It's kind of the same component. So you want to lead by example. I've been in this career for 14 years. So I started investing in multi-unit properties. I'm on my 3rd one. Buying property throughout Chicago. Have a development company that I'm putting together with a partner. Right now, we're raising money to invest throughout the country in recovery phase neighborhoods. But real estate, you got to find the right place to invest. But it all circles back to that mission with NAREP. We have a project from National called the Hispanic Wealth Project, and it's about thinking, making the right choices, to putting your money in the right places, investing in real estate. Real estate is what makes this country fantastic. It's the reason why my family came here. It's definitely the biggest vehicle that people have to build wealth, but they have to do it right. A lot of people buy homes and they're not really thinking of it like an investment. So it's got to start there. So I'm proud to talk to people about it, and I love connecting with people that do the same.
I love it. What made you want to be an entrepreneur? Was it family? Did you grow up in a family of entrepreneurs when you guys moved here?
If I have to be honest, it would have to be taxes and building wealth. I mean, if you think about, I had my whole career. I've been making good money. Been fortunate since I was about 26 to make more than six figures. When I hit it right around 2004 when the economy was boom. Back then, it was a different market, guys. You just, if you had a pulse, you got a mortgage back then. So it was pretty easy to make money. But I survived the recession because I did good for people, and even though I was building a good career, making good money, the wealth component really became something. Understanding that when you have a company or your own vehicle, you can achieve that quicker, and then you can you can pay less taxes, legally, and build wealth through the company. So that's where my mind has been focused.
I love that. And I love that you're doing it in real estate. I tell everybody more millionaires are made in real estate than any other thing. There's no other vehicle of investment that gives you as many millionaires as real estate does. And I love that we're all entrepreneurs. When did you start Vesta, Greg?
2009.
Oh, so you started in a tough market too. I got out of law school in 2009. That was a really, really tough market, and I opened a law firm in 2009 right out of law school. And I got my real estate license right then too. But you started a real estate company in 2009, which is tough.
That's when everybody was getting out.
Yeah.
People
being weeded out.
Yeah. But again, I started with the premise in the beginning to do rentals, and that was the best time to get into rentals. Everybody was running away, but nobody understood that they still don't, the huge opportunity in the rental market.
I love that. I love that you kind of went where the smart money was, and then you've used that to build something that's giving you dividends now when all these people are turning into home buyers. That's awesome. Do you guys do any home buyer seminars?
Actually, we just started talking that we should be doing those way more. We've done a few here and there, but you got to do a consistent, building up that, because, we have such a huge audience for it.
Right.
It's like the perfect audience for it.
Yeah, we've been talking about the same thing over at Main Street. I'm going to do one next month as kind of a showcase or a showpiece for agents to kind of mimic and keep doing. But I figure for you guys, it'll be fantastic because you have all those renters that you could turn to home buyers.
Absolutely.
And by the way, I never knew this about Greg. He started hitting the bag at the open workout. And I never knew you had box because you were hitting the bag and you had good hands. I was like, wait, Greg can throw hands. And I never knew that. So for you, when you got into the real estate rumble and you met up with Greg and you with Cotter and you guys started doing this thing, you were boxing a little bit before, right?
Yeah, I was like way more into it than I am, unfortunately, now, simply because of, I just, with the baby and everything, unfortunately. But that's actually where I met my wife. I met my wife at the boxing gym.
It's crazy.
Yeah, at the original LA Boxing, now that's the UFC, the one in Lakeview.
I love that. I love that you met her.
Got me in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, that's the thing about boxing is boxing cardio, and you've wrestled and you've done grappling before. I do jiu-jitsu. It's totally different cardio. You could have great cardio for grappling, and then you start boxing, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die in 20 seconds.
I would say that wrestling is maybe a tougher sport for those that minute when you're all in, but I think that the conditioning of a boxer, once you're getting to the 8 rounds and above, those guys are animals. It's at a whole nother level. You kind of saw it when Mayweather and McGregor went. McGregor was fading in the 6th, and that's when money started just getting loose.
Man, I had
just arrived.
So I had 50. So I was in Vegas for that, and I had made a couple bets, and they were all small bets to win big money. My $50 bet for McGregor to win a decision would have gave me like $5,000. And I was like, it's impossible. There's no way he's going to win a decision. There's a 0.0001% chance he catches Floyd and knocks him out because he's heavy-handed. He's a bigger guy. But there's a 0% chance he wins a decision. But then the first 3 rounds
Fourth
happened.
round, yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, my $50 is going to make me $5,000. And then you could just see when he started to fade, and you could see Floyd really just take over, and you could see the game out.
Yeah, well.
So big shout out to boxers. I would say that their conditioning is the best.
The other thing is in wrestling or grappling or jiu-jitsu or anything, you can stall, and if you're on the losing end of it, it doesn't suck as bad. You can tap out, you can get pinned. In boxing, when you're on the losing end of getting punched in the face and there's no tap out unless you drop or you just quit or throw in the towel, which most people don't do, that sucks. Like getting punched the first time you get like overwhelmed and someone's just kicking the crap out of you, that really sucks. Whereas in grappling, you don't have that.
Yeah.
When I first joined the organization, I was actually training to be one of the fighters, and I remember the training part was gruesome, brutal. And I remember the day where I had my first sparring session. We were at, I believe, the UFC gym on like Broadway.
That's the one that Marie and I met at.
Over there. And they put us up in the ring. And then somehow, for some reason, everybody that was in the ring just came and started watching. And then that's when I started, the dry mouth came, the pounding heart, my legs, I forgot how to move, forgot how to walk. And we started going back and forth, and it was just like jiggly. And I remember I felt like I was a little kid, and that was the first time I actually got punched in the face. Like,
wait, you being out and about at nightclubs and stuff, you've never been punched in the face?
Albron's a lover,
when have
man.
you ever
He's a
seen
lover.
me be in any kind of
true.
confrontation?
Anything but
Yours a
smiles.
lover.
I've never seen anything but smiles.
That's true.
I smile my enemies away.
Shout out to our mutual buddy Sean Soltani. Him and I were talking. When you talk about people in the industry, we never tag you as a guy who was the guy in the industry, because you were just the nicest guy. Like, industry people get a persona like they're just kind of a-holes, and sometimes rightfully so. But you were just always the nicest guy who was always having a good time.
That's that's for me. I always try to think positive, and the only person that's gonna affect that or change it is yourself. So I always try to see a positive thing in anything that I do in life. Sometimes I got to get angry, and I do have a nice angry face. You may or may not see it.
Show the camera your angry face. That's not very
No, oh my God.
scary, terrifying.
I think that was more of a constipated look. But
Yeah, I was like,
we'll do round two.
They
next
can't
time.
tell because you got tinted glasses on. They can't see your eyes anyways.
Listen,
Wearing
if you want to
sunglasses
see
inside.
my face without the glasses on, you got to come to Park West tomorrow
you have to wear those
for the
tomorrow. You
Chicago
have to.
Real Estate
Yeah,
Rumble.
I don't want
Time.
anything to change from.
Oh, I have an entire outfit for the motor body.
Is it because you wear your tuxedo?
Oh yeah, the wedding
Always.
tux.
The wedding
comes
tux.
out once a year. That's for this event.
What do you go wear, like a purple tuxedo?
No.
White, too?
I'm always suited up.
You
I've
are.
got a nice Miami-esque suit
Nice.
lined up for us.
Nice.
So I didn't realize because the second year I attended the Rumble was the year after I boxed in it. So the first year I'm obviously dressed in a tank top and shorts because I boxed. The second year when we were helping out with Paul Vale and we were doing like the two teams, I didn't realize that everyone was going to be in suits, and I was running fighters up and down, and I thought I was going to hold mitts, so I was in a short sleeve shirt, and I felt so underdressed. I was telling Albron, I'm like, I'm so embarrassed, like, because I'm never underdressed. I'm almost always overdressed.
Absolutely.
And I was so embarrassed, and he was in a tuxedo, and I was in a short sleeve shirt, and I was like so embarrassed to take photos. So I'll be in a next
Every
year.
year,
Last year I was in a
it's
suit.
the class builds every year.
We've
I'll be in a suit
got
tomorrow.
some exciting things in store for this year's Rumble. Most of you remember the stage area. We've kind of always used it as a staging area for our cameras and a few of our VIPs. But one of our sponsors, Blue Star Security, is actually sponsoring the entire stage. We're going to turn it into a VIP lounge. There's going to be some nice couches, some nice tables. We have Sarge from the Chicago Fix, who is donating 2 massage therapists. So if you have VIP tickets, you'll be able to get on that stage. Obviously, you're not going to get an hour massage, but it'll be a table massage.
I'm not walking fighters out tomorrow, guys. I'm hanging on VIP, so I don't know what you guys had planned for me. I know where I'm going to be.
Also, DJ Turbo Thought is coming back for third year, and if you want to see outfits, the third most prolific Icelandic DJ is going to be coming, bringing the heat tomorrow.
We got to move him to the front stage.
That's
front
what we're
center.
doing. Yeah, absolutely. That's
You guys got to elevate him. So
Yeah,
everybody
I want
can
him to
see
be floating.
floating.
Eventually.
Is there an
Vegas.
official after party?
Not quite an after party, but a bunch of us are going to be heading over to Jay Parker, which
Okay.
is right down the street over at the Lincoln Hotel.
Okay.
Everybody's welcome to join.
Can we drop your name, Albron Hana?
Definitely.
Okay.
You might get escorted out through the back.
Will they let me in with my boxing gear, or do I got to go home and change?
You know what? You should definitely bring a change of clothes. We have showers at the Park West.
Do you want to show them your robe, your boxing robe.
Oh yeah, that's good. Okay.
We'll bring that back on because he's got like this cool. It's
So-
legitimate.
So here's the official low blow.
Oh man.
Look
Low
at
blow
that.
here with the
Oh
eagle.
man.
Where's the camera? I'm not sure if I got. The
You're
camera.
there.
Okay.
It's one of
There we
those
go.
up there.
Yeah. So you got low blow Escalante right here. Very nice.
That is
Right.
cool.
Gorgeous.
We're gonna.
That's
we're gonna bring
legit.
it. We're gonna bring it. Wait till you guys see my. Wait till you guys see my walkout song. Now hear it.
Oh man.
We've got quite a few nice outfits tomorrow. The Pearl Mortgage Ring Girls are going to be back again this year. Our typical go-to girls. Some of them have moved on to different career paths. So we've got a couple fresh new faces. We also have some really nice people that are going to be helping us with the 50-50 raffle. Again, we're always trying to exceed the donations that we pick up.
If you win the 50-50 raffle and you don't donate it back to the charity,
Yeah.
we're going to come looking for you, by the way. We're going to box you next year, so donate.
Vladim is going to be our
Yeah,
debt
but-
collector.
But you
our
got something to say
enforcer.
to that.
So they're going to be walking around. It's a great opportunity to donate. Also, just get to meet a lot of people in the real estate industry. Maybe we have 900 that usually will show up. So I'm really excited.
It's the best night of the year.
It's crazy that 900 people show up because I've run some events and it's difficult to get 100, 200 people to an event, let alone sell it out, get 900 people there every single year. It's insane. It's crazy. I love what you guys
Open
do.
bar, and you get to see your friends get punched in the face.
Yeah.
It's a
Two-
really
2 hours this
it's
year,
a
right?
Fun formula, yeah.
2 hour open bar.
Proven.
Yeah.
Proven success model. Yeah.
Starts at 6 o'clock.
Doors open at 6 o'clock.
Doors open at 6. Fight starts
6:45, I'd probably say, right around there. Kind of let people, get loose and enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Don't get too loose and, like we said, start any
Yeah.
scuffles.
Yeah. Just be cool.
Yeah, be cool. Anything fun in the middle of a plan? I know sometimes you guys do something funky. Is there any surprises?
We
It won't be a
actually-
surprise if we tell
Yeah.
them, but
We have somebody, Kayla Frick. She's going to be singing our national anthem tomorrow.
I thought you guys were going to let me do it.
You've already done it.
Yeah, emails.
Yeah. We've lost ticket sales because of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a 20% drop after we release that so I have to apologize. You're not going to be going on again this year.
I'm only good at lip syncing. So while she's singing, if I can just do an interpretive lip sync, then
problem.
we'll be good.
We have 11 fights this year. So even though that seems like it's not a lot, sometimes these things do drag on a little bit. We try to give people a little bit of a break. So we may have a musical performance in the middle if we can get it coordinated. But it's looking good.
I had called Paul Vale out a few years ago to a little wrestling match because he thought he was going to beat me. But Paul, if you show up, we could just have one of those last-minute wrestling matches, me and you. We'll wrestle.
I've wrestled before, and by that I mean I was my brother's training punching bag throwing. I was like 12, 13, and my brother was a wrestler. He wrestled in high school, went to state, and I learned a lot from
So
being.
do you
thrown
want to
around.
wrestle me tomorrow? We'll just do that tomorrow in the middle.
I'm more of
bring
if I can drive my car into you instead.
Your police car into me?
Yes.
Was it? I think last year at the Rumble was the first time I saw your police car. Do you take that thing down to Miami?
No. Unfortunately, I leave it here. It's gotten me out of a lot of traffic. Delete this part of the.
Yeah,
the
this
video.
is live. So the Illinois State Police.
I mean,
are gonna
look,
be looking out for
it's-
Albron's
it's-
car
it's-
now.
It's one of my cars that I have, and I use it whenever I'm driving, and there's a lot of people that are in my way.
Which is in Chicago every day.
And I don't I don't have any lights. I don't do anything stupid. But they look in the rear view and they see a little push bar, and it's the people that are in the left lane that shouldn't be in the left lane anyways. So I'm just kind of helping them escalate their movement into the proper lane usage.
It's a black Crown Victoria with the push
Correct.
bar, and you got the searchlight on the side, so everybody moves
Two
over.
of them.
You have two searchlights on the
just in
side.
case one doesn't work.
Does the light actually works though? You can turn
Both
it on.
of them do. Yeah.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
You just so here's the thing. I actually had a client of mine back in the day get a ticket for impersonating a police car, and it wasn't even a Crown Victoria because you can have a retired police car. That's not illegal. But he had the lights. So he had the blinking lights, and he would turn them on. That is a really serious ticket.
Yeah, I'm not
is
that crazy.
Yeah, that is a crazy ticket. You cannot impersonate a police officer. Just don't wear your Halloween police costume while you're sitting in the driver's
I'll just bring
seat.
Mike Santos with me. Put him
Yeah,
in the.
shout out to Mike. Mike's like, no, I have a legit police job right now.
Yeah.
Please don't say that.
Mike's I believe he's a U.S. Marshal now. He's moved on from the Chicago
For
Police.
real? For real?
Yeah.
I mean, how do I not know this? Because we're good buddies. But shout out to him. He's
Yeah.
he's a legitimate badass.
Yeah, he definitely is.
He's a buddy of ours who was a CPD sergeant, but apparently a U.S. Marshal now.
Mm-hmm.
He is a legit bad dude. We should have him.
Championship
come
and
back.
box.
Yeah, I invited him. He's actually coming out tomorrow.
Nice.
Is he?
Yeah,
Mike, I get to see Mike.
I told him to come with Sean. So,
Wear a suit, Mike. Those guys get dressed up.
yeah,
They're not going to one up Greg here, but they're nicely dressed.
No white wedding tux.
I have a red velvet tuxedo that I was planning
How could you not?
because I have to run the fighters up and down. It's hot as hell, so
Yeah.
I'll sweat like a madman. in it.
Guarantee you that'll be worth it.
I
More
might-
tuxes every year.
agree.
We should add one more tux every year.
One more tuxedo. I have just a straight tuxedo I can wear too.
Please.
I'll doll it up tomorrow, so
Yeah.
that I'm not embarrassed to take photos with you guys. I remember when you guys were like take photos in the ring, and I was like, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. I'm not going to do that. I was so embarrassed, so embarrassed. John, we're almost out of time. I think we're getting close. So to wrap it up, Real Estate Rumbles tomorrow. Doors open at 6:00. Please show up. It's for an incredible cause. Big Brothers Big Sisters is something that we've been pushing for the last couple of months here on WheelHouse. As Ryan said at the beginning of this, they need mentors. There's 300 kids who are in line waiting for mentors. They don't have them yet. The awesome thing about what these guys are doing is last year they got 80 of those kids mentors. They're pushing for 100 from just this event. And then after this event is done, please, if you guys have contacts in LA, link these guys up with contacts in LA because LA, Greg, November, right? November, early in November. It's going to be on a Thursday. So if you know people who want to fight in LA, if you know people who are lenders, anybody who can connect us with folks in LA, do that. And then our Middle Eastern Johnny Bravo over here is going to be doing the February Real Estate Rumble in Miami. What's after that? Vegas?
Well, Vegas is always up in the air. I think we try to attack these one at a time. So once we get, this is going to be our second year in LA. We had such tremendously great positive feedback last year. I don't think we expected as much of how many people want to help and want to donate their time and the effort for it. So I'm pretty sure Miami's going to be a hit. We always just like to attack it one step at a time and keep people watching.
I think getting to the goal of 5, hopefully 6 major cities, because to get Vegas has to be a big draw, right? And you have to make it so that it's a pretty awesome championship belt to be wearing, where you're an actual national title champ of the Real Estate Boxing Association, which we started. So, and the beautiful thing is every one of these cities has Big Brothers Big Sister chapters, and how amazing would it be to start raising $1 million a year collectively across the country, and then just starting from there. And it's. But like Albron said, you grow too fast, it could become a negative thing, and you got to take it one step at a time.
No, you guys are doing all the right stuff. Camilo, I can't wait to watch you box tomorrow. I'm going to be rooting for you. Sorry to your opponent. He came in studio, so I'm rooting for this guy.
I just wanted to leave before we go with people ask me why they call me low blow, and it's because it's been known within my friends that when I get into an argument, I'm usually the one that takes it, one step too far. I cross the line. So thus my nickname within my friends became, "Hey man, that was a low blow," and that's how I was born. So that's it.
So you're not going to punch your opponent in the wiener.
Well,
That's not happening tomorrow.
They hope that I fight in the ring like I fight, when I debate. So I think that's what they're hoping for.
No, you're a tough guy, man. John's been watching you spar, and I've been getting kind of the feedback on people sparring, and I'm excited to watch you fight. You're going to be exciting tomorrow. I'm excited to link up with you and chat with you about real estate investments as well. So love what you're doing with everything, and I can't wait for tomorrow, John. John, you got anything before we go?
No, you are still on screen, but we have the ChicagoRealEstateRumble.com is where you get tickets, right?
Yeah, so if there's any tickets left, go to ChicagoRealEstateRumble.com. If not, try to show up really, really early to get the few tickets that are left at the door. If it sells out and you guys can't make it, more the reason next year for you guys to get involved early. If you're a company, sponsor this event. I sponsor it the last several years. It's amazing. The return you guys get as a company sponsoring the Real Estate Rumble is incredible because you have access to, like they said, 800-900 people that show up in your industry. That does not happen at any other real estate event in Chicago. It's amazing. It goes to an incredible cause. It's a shit ton of fun. People are fighting, open bar, and I'm really excited for tomorrow, guys. So Park West tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Be there. Next week, John and I will be back Wednesday, 3 o'clock Central Time. Can't wait to see you guys again on another episode of Wheelhouse. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Bye, guys.
Thank you.